Hey guys, Sausage here, and welcome to the top 5 favourite Pokemon of all time video. This video will cover my personal favourite Pokemon of all time. They aren't going to include Legendaries. I will do a Legendary video that will cover that, but this is my top 5 non-Legendary Pokemon. Basically, I've decided to go for 5 instead of 10 because 10's a bit of a big number to pick for having favourites. I have got loads of other ones that I do enjoy using and everything, but these are my top 5 favourites of all time, and I will go into full detail as to why that is just a second. So, without further ado, let's get to the list, shall we? Starting at number 5. So for number 5, we have Houndoom. Now, my favourite types in Pokemon, top 2, would be Dark and Fire, and this is both of them combined. This thing looks absolutely menacing. The horns, the tail, everything, even the skull on its chest. The colouring is just perfect. This is literally the perfect image of a Pokemon in my opinion. I mean, it's just absolutely insane on how awesome this thing is. And just when you think it can't get any better, Game Freak release a mega version of it. Mega Houndoom. So, I was just mind blown when I saw it. I never thought Houndoom could be improved, and they went and proved me wrong. Mega Houndoom is absolutely amazing. It was in my top 10 favourite Megas video. This thing is just literally death in a dog. It's literally a hellhound. It is absolutely amazing, which is why I'm putting both of them in the same slot for my for number 5. For number 4, we have Haxorus. Now, another one of my favourite types from Pokemon would be Dragon types, and one thing I love about Dragon types is some of their sheer force they have, and nothing has sheer force like Haxorus. It is an absolute dominating monster. It's just insane. It looks cool, it's very powerful, has a very high attack damage, some of the moves that it have are just highly impressive, and I just can't fault it. This has got to be the pinnacle of Dragon type Pokemon for me. When I saw this thing, my jaw dropped. There are others that I do like, there are plenty of other Dragon types I enjoy using, but I will always have Haxorus as my main Dragon type if I had to pick anything. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better for Haxorus, I saw it shiny. The shiny Haxorus has to be the perfect colour for this dragon. It is just insane. It's totally menacing. I just can't fault it in any way, shape or form. It's the same with the previous one. This list was incredibly hard to put together because they're all just flawless in their own way. So for number 4 was Haxorus. And for number 3 we have Weavile. Now this is probably going to come as no surprise to you, as I've already said for Houndoom that my favourite Pokemon types include Dark. And Weavile is pretty much, again, the pinnacle of Dark types. It is just so damn cool. Even Sneasel's cool, but when Sneasel evolved, I fell in love with Weavile a lot more. It is just literally a brutal Ice and Dark type. It's fast, it's powerful, it's really good in competitive play. I just cannot fault it. I mean, it's just got everything about it. It looks cool, it basically is cool because it's an Ice type. It's just an absolute dominating force. Its defenses are a bit awkward, they aren't very good, but you don't play it defensively. You play a Weavile offensively. It's fast, it's powerful, it can hit you hard. It looks absolutely awesome, which is why it's 3rd in my top 5 favourites. For number 2, we have Scizor. Now, this is a bit of an odd one. I'm not a huge fan of bug Pokemon, but I absolutely adore Steel types. I recently actually discovered, I know this is quite abysmal, I've never done competitive play, but I've recently discovered that Steel types actually have a whole thing that they resist, and I just absolutely appreciate them for it. They are awesome. I mean, there's a lot of weaknesses they do have, but when I first ever saw Scizor, it was one of those Pokemon that just struck with me. It is absolutely gorgeous, this Pokemon. It's brilliant. I mean, it just looks sleek, slender, it's fast. It's just amazing. I'm losing my words here. I mean, Scyther. Scyther was actually one of my favourites from the Gen 1, and I had a lot of love for Scyther because I used him a lot in Pokemon Yellow. But when he evolved in like Pokemon Gold and Silver into a Scizor, and you could only evolve him by trading him with a metal coat, I was sort of disheartened because I didn't really have anyone to trade with because it was a lot harder back then. Seriously, link cables, worst invention on the planet. I'm glad Wi-Fi is a thing now. But yeah, Scizor is absolutely amazing, and then Game Freak go and do the same thing they did with Houndoom and give the damn thing a Mega, and the Mega just looks absolutely insane. Mega Scizor is an absolute awesome Fairy Destroyer. Fairy types, I don't really get on with them. I really didn't like the Fairy type when it came out. Sylveon's probably the only one I really got on, but then again I like all evolutions. But this thing is just a beast. The thing that's really hard to believe, as a young kid, I actually kind of drew Mega Scizor. I wanted to evolve Scizor, so I drew out an evolution, and it looked near enough identical to this. It was just entirely black, that was all. So, for my second choice, I am going to have Scizor and Mega Scizor in one big mashup of awesomeness. And now it's time for my top Pokemon of all time, my #1 favourite, the one Pokemon that nothing at all has ever beaten. And that is Blaziken. There is no other Pokemon, in my opinion, that stands up to this. This Pokemon was the pinnacle for me. When I saw this come out on my Pokemon Ruby game, when I knew that I could get a Blaziken, I immediately restarted my game and picked Torchic. I originally picked Trico, but I instantly restarted, picked Torchic, because Blaziken, he's just the coolest thing I've ever seen in Pokemon. He really is. There is absolutely nothing on the history of Pokemon I've ever come across that will defeat how cool that thing is. None of the others that I had before are even cooler than Blaziken. He is just so damn awesome. And yet again, Game Freak proved me wrong when they released Mega Blaziken. I never thought a Pokemon could beat Blaziken, but what beat it was itself with a Mega form. Mega Blaziken is absolutely formidable. It's very, very fast. In fact, I believe it's banned in most of the online competitive play. Again, I don't do any competitive, so again, citation needed on that one. But it's just insanely awesome. It's just sheer power. I cannot fault Blaziken or Mega Blaziken in any way, and I will always have that as one of my fire types in my team if I can get it. It is the best of the best, in my opinion. There is so much love for this Pokemon, it's absolutely untrue. Anything Blaziken related, I would gladly have, and if I could beat any Pokemon in the world, I would pick Blaziken. So there you go, guys, that was my top 5 Pokemon. I hope you have enjoyed the video. I would like to hear in the comment section below what your top 5 are. It's really going to be interesting to see what all of you come up with. And I'm hoping to catch you all next time for my next top 5 video, which will be my top 5 legendary Pokemon. Others that I intend to include at some point is a bit of a better explanation into my favourite top 5 types and other stuff like that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. There'll be so many other videos. If you want to, there's a link in the description below to my top 10 Megas. Bear in mind, this was before Pokemon Oris came out, so it was just X and Y Megas only. But as far as I'm aware, that list still stands. There might be some that I needed to add, but I've not gotten around to it yet. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time for the next top 5 Pokemon video. Take care, and goodbye.